Good afternoon, everybody who has just joined us for this webinar learning event between RCMRD and AGRA. I would like just to ask colleagues online to mute yourselves so we can have a good conversation. Thank you very much once again for joining. This is a knowledge sharing webinar, primarily focusing on strengthening the capacity of ministries of agriculture to monitor their various agriculture investment projects using GIS and Earth observation science. This is in partnership with AGRA as well as the Regional Center for Mapping and Resource Development. We will be together for the next 1 hour and 15 minutes. We have a wide range of speakers who have had an opportunity to engage on this partnership. But before I go into details, I would like to welcome those online, especially those panelists who are really going to be sharing with us what they have learned through this process for the last 2.5 years. I would like to invite Dr. Apollos Manfo, Vice President, Policy and State Capability at AGRA, who will speak on behalf of AGRA, as well as Dr. Emmanuel Nurunziza, who's the Director General of the Regional Center for Mapping and Development, to give us their brief opening remarks. Apollos and Dr. Emmanuel, you have 3 minutes each. I will indulge myself just to stop you when it's time. But I really truly believe in your succinct speech, so I do expect you to respect time. Apollos, the floor is yours. 3 minutes, please.
Right. Thanks, Thierry, and a good day to every one of us who's joined this webinar. I think I just first of all would like to say thank you for joining. We do appreciate this. I think first of all is to actually acknowledge the fact that AGRA as an institution has always focused on working with governments to drive government's priorities and strengthen capacity. So today's webinar is about one of the ways in which we have partnered with governments, and this time around is with RCMRD. So my brother and friend Emmanuel, who's led this, from RCMRD's side, has done a fantastic job working with partners and all of us, to make this happen. So for us in AGRA, we're very happy that we worked with you on this. And it's I think what's the beauty of this is in the application of this capacity that has been strengthened, working to understand how to do GIS mapping, because then that helps us to actually digitize, the work we do, ensure that we're able to do, to understand, yields, ensure that we can do forecasting as well, for crops and address food security issues using very clear and predictable data. So I think today is about understanding that and helping us to see how we take that forward and how this continues in a sustainable manner after AGRA's intervention and efforts to make this happen. So on behalf of all of us in AGRA, I want to say welcome to everyone. And I look forward to having fruitful discussions. We want to learn. We want to see how this happened and how we can make it happen better, as we go into the future. So thank you, everyone. And back to you, Thierry.
Thank you very much, Dr. Manfo. Great speech, and of course, you kept your time. You served us 1 minute, which is brilliant. I would now welcome Dr. Emmanuel just to share your opening remarks with us. Please, Doctor.
Thank you very much, Thierry. It's very nice to be part of this webinar. My friend from AGRA, Dr. Apollos Manfo, thank you very much for the kind words towards RCMRD in this partnership. It was great working with AGRA. Both our institutions were set up with by member states on the African continent with a mission to really help our countries benefit from the natural resources they have, which is land, then get value through agriculture. So it's even surprising that this was our first engagement, but this has shown us that the continent has the capability within our institutions to be able to work together to support the countries to really harness the potential that they possess. Through this project, we've been able to work with your wonderful team, starting with Thierry, Stella, and the country managers. I wish to really thank them wholeheartedly because we could not have delivered anything without their help. Of course, the country teams themselves, the Ministries of Agriculture in the 4 countries where we're providing the service, and their involvement, because as we're providing capacity, they were helping us also to learn. And I believe they have left us even greater homework in what more we need to do to continue improving. This technology is here, and it's really up to us to make sure we improve efficiencies in the way our agriculture systems function. Because land is not growing, we can't keep spending on inputs. So the more we use technology to improve our production will be testament to our value. So I wish to really thank everybody and welcome them to this webinar, where they will be sharing a lot that has come from this work, but look forward to continued engagement as we do whatever pending issues we have found as we were delivering this intervention. Thank you very much and welcome everybody.
Thank you, Dr. Nkurunziza, for your good remarks. I'm sure those online are now wondering, what has this partnership been about? We have representatives from 4 different countries. This partnership worked around 4 different countries, Burkina and Ghana in West Africa, Malawi and Mozambique in Southern Africa. So we will have an opportunity to hear from those who took part in this partnership, mainly sharing what they learned. As Dr. Emmanuel said, this is a continuous learning journey for AGRA as in RCMRD, and of course, all those partners in various ministries of agriculture. But for now, we are more interested in actually understanding and learning more from those who directly benefited from this partnership. Before we go into country-specific presentations, I just want to invite Joseph Murage, as well as Rose Waswa from RCMRD, just to give us a quick overview of what the program was all about. Joseph and Rose, you have 6 minutes. Are you with us, Joseph?
Thank you, Vieli. It's great pleasure for me once again to join with you and also the country teams, the beneficiaries, AGRA, and everybody who are participating in this project. Let me say that the key result areas of this project were 3 of them: the capacity building, GIS infrastructure, and agriculture status reports. In brief, let me say that we were able to undertake 18 trainings, starting with the basic introduction to GIS. We were able to conduct an online QGIS training last year when the COVID spike was so high. We were able to conduct an advanced training in GIS and remote sensing, data collection, and geoportal. And we were also able to conduct a training on database management. Let me say this, that out of the 18 trainings, 10 were conducted this year, when actually the COVID challenges were there. And you can see the resilience of our team. The other one that we have been able to improve is the GIS infrastructure. Currently, all the countries have a geoportal to store their agricultural data, and they also have a mobile data application tool to help them collect data and to submit it to their geoportal. We also managed to buy for each country 1 server, and then for each country we are able to procure 2 laptops, and for each country we are able to procure tablets up to 30 per country. And last but not least, we have developed agricultural status reports for each country, and the reports contained crop suitability, project investment, and agriculture data. And all this has been made possible because of our able staff. Let me end by saying that this project could not have been particularly successful were it not for the following. We had project contact people in the countries. We had Damian from Burkina Faso. Thank you very much. We had Patrick from Ghana. We had Jennifer from Malawi. And we also had Pelela, who was being assisted by Wilson from Mozambique. Thank you very much. We also had the participants who benefited from the various training. Thank you very much. Were it not for you coming for this training, despite the COVID challenges, this project would not have been successful. I want to also appreciate the country offices, the staff, the country managers. They were of great support to this team. Our team at RCMRD, we had Angela, we had Los, we had Steve, we had Alan, and thank you, DG, for your support. Every time that we could come to you, despite the short notice that we had because of challenges, you helped us a lot. And thank you very much. Thank you for the staff at head office here at Nairobi. We had the project contact person by the Stella. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we also have Dr. Poros. We appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Los, you can say hi, maybe one as we wind up our session.
Okay, sure thing. Thank you, Mr. Murage, for that. Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon, wherever you are. Mine is to appreciate everyone because for a system to work, for any particular thing to work, it is the small gears, it is the larger gear, it is everything that works together for the success. So thank you very much for everyone, and looking forward to your presentations.
Thank you very much, Joseph and Rose, for the high-level summary of what this partnership has achieved. As we said, this partnership was implemented between two agencies, or rather organizations, AGRA and RCMRD, with financial support from USAID. So a big thank you to USAID that really supported this journey, and of course, other PIATA partners. I'm sure those online are wondering what QGIS is, what GIS is, what remote sensing is. For those who are not familiar with that language, we have a wonderful group of people, just a representation of those who were able actually to undertake the trainings that were summarized by colleagues from RCMRD. We have Alain Kabore from Burkina Faso. Alain, tu es avec nous?
Oui, je suis avec vous. Merci, docteur.
Thank you very much. So we are going to hear from Alain. Alain will take only 7 minutes to take us through what him and his colleagues at the Ministry of Agriculture benefited from this training. Where are they coming from? What they have been able actually to learn from this partnership, and how they are going actually to apply the knowledge and acquired skills to improve their day-to-day work in the ministry. Alain, the floor is yours. 7 minutes, please. Alain, can you hear us? You are muted.
Yes. I can hear you. Then
Good.
I can start?
Yes, please go ahead and share with us what you have.
Okay. Thank you. My name is Alain Frank Kabore. I'm come from Burkina Faso, and I'm working in the Ministry in charge of Agriculture and Lowland Management. Let me share my screen. Yes.
Alain, you may need to put your presentation in a slide mode, presentation mode.
Sorry.
Good, thank you.
Okay. Then my name is Alain Frank Kabore. I'm GIS manager and monitoring and evaluation service. I'm in the office in charge of irrigation and lowland management of Ministry Development and Mechanization. I'm come from Burkina Faso. My presentation will deal with maybe 5 points is the main achievement of the project. During implementation of project, I was involved step by step during planification, training needs, and overseeing of project.
Alain, are you still with us? Alain, are you there? While we are waiting for Alain to sort out his connectivity issue, may I invite Roland Atto from Ghana, who's been part of this journey as well, to come and share with us his experience from where he comes from. Alain? Sorry, Roland, are you with us?
Yes, please, I am with you.
Roland, you have 7 minutes to take us through your experience, and please be as quick as possible if you can. So the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity you have given us. In fact, we in Ghana have really benefited a lot from this project. Let me try and share my presentation. My time is also going. Presentation mode. Please, I don't know if, can you see my slide?
We can see your slide, yes.
Okay, so my name is Roland Atudugan. I am an assistant agric officer with the Policy Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation Directorate with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture in Ghana. We those in Ghana, apart from we in the Policy Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation Directorate, there are other officers also from the Statistics Research Units, from the Fisheries Ministry, who also took part in this training, and also our colleagues from the Crops Directorate. All these directorates had representatives and really benefited from the training. The key skills we have acquired during this capacity building training is one on the use of the GPS device. In fact, for me, it was but for this training, I have never used a GPS device to collect coordinates or even plot a point on a map. So this training was an eye-opener. Now we're able to use the devices to collect points. Each time we go on monitoring visits, we map our monitoring routes on maps. There is also an enhanced ability to develop maps with MOFA data using the QGIS. We are We're also able to analyze and edit spatial information, as well as compose and export the graphical maps, perform various types of geospatial analysis to expand the scope of decision and support, support with GIS, improve data management in terms of data archiving, conversion into different formats, and import and export in and out of QGIS, extraction, processing, presentation of remote sensing data using tools such as the GeoClaim, Impact, and QGIS. So depending on the directorate and the area in which and the type of work they are doing, they use these skills as and when it becomes necessary. We have generated several maps from my directorate. In fact, it's like now, if you have a report and you don't present your data in maps, then your your report is not complete. So these are just some of the maps that I just sampled them from the report we have made so far. For example, from my directorate, we carried out this exercise to actually look at the warehouses that have been created by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture and those created by the Sustainable Development Initiative. So the areas that have both warehouses constructed and areas that have only warehouses constructed by the Sustainable Development Initiative, so that areas that don't have warehouses at all will also get the opportunity to get warehouses being created. And instead of just putting it in the word form or typing it as we have been doing previously, this time around we are able to present it in the form of a map, as you can see here. There is also the statistics and research information directorate also have been doing a study on the food security situation in the country. And this is, I got this from one of their reports that is for the October to December 2020. They also use this map to visualize the state of food and security situation in the country. So I got this also from them. That is our colleagues in the SRID. And then also our colleagues from crops, the crop directorate also, they were also looking at working on a project on the land and water management project areas. So for the areas which have sustainable land and water management areas and areas that don't have at all, so that this new project that is aimed at creating the sustainable land and water management areas in the other part of the country that don't have this project already ongoing. I got this also from them. This is what they have also, some of the maps they have also done. And then we also have the fisheries, our brothers in the fisheries ministry, also from their annual reports. You have this map which they created with on the aquaculture for food and job project. And this was showing the areas in Ghana, and you could see out of the 16 regions, 13 regions did not have the aquaculture for food and job site at all. Some regions also had as much as 6 of the sites, which is aimed at increasing fish production and also creating jobs for the youth. So for the portal that was created for us, we have actually created several maps which we have uploaded on the portal. However, it is necessary that these maps go through, they are approved and then published. So there is a team is being set to actually go through the portal and go through the maps that we have uploaded to ensure that everything, the documents, everything, the metadata, everything meets international standards. Going forward, we are actually hoping that there will be refresher training actually on the use of the mobile data collection tool. This is a very important area for us. We benefited from the training. However, we actually need further training on that one. because we are hoping that to be able to use this mobile data collection to collect data, especially for the service which we are about to embark on. We are about to implement certain projects which requires that we conduct service across the country, and we wish that this mobile collector will be of great use for that purpose. So, and then also we also have the M&E, the MUFA web-based M&E portal, which is used to actually collect production data from the various districts, and we are hoping that we'll be able to link the MUFA web-based portal to the geoportal that has been created for us, so that data can easily be accessed on the geoportal, and then also it will make the portal easily accessible to our colleagues down to in the regions and districts as well. So this is what I would say. I think my time is even up. Okay, Madam Wasi.
Thank you very much, Roland. From somebody who was not able, who had never used GPS, to now being able actually to produce maps as he has presented, including actually presenting the food situation, food security situation analysis across the country. It is really impressive just to see how those skills acquired were able actually to be used to achieve what you've just shared with us. So from West Africa, we are now moving to Southern Africa, Malawi. If Roland, if you can bring down your presentation to allow Jennifer Nkosi. Jennifer Nkosi, an economist. She works for the Department of Agriculture and Planning Services in the Ministry of Agriculture in Malawi. She's also going to share with us what she's really learned from this program, and also what they are now able to do within the Ministry of Agriculture with the skills and knowledge that they have acquired. Roland, if you can bring down your presentation, please, to allow Jennifer to take her through her presentation, that would be appreciated.
Yes, I'm trying to do that. Unfortunately, maybe the host can.
Frank, are you able to help?
Hello.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Alain, can you come after? We had invited Jennifer from Malawi. As you get ready, Alain, we want to hear from Jennifer, and then we come back to you. Jennifer,
okay. No problem. Thank you.
Good. Jennifer, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jennifer Nkosi. I work at the Ministry of Agriculture in the Department of Planning as an economist, and I'm from Malawi. So I'm going to present on what the country as Malawi, we have benefited from this project. So to start with the introduction, I just want to say that in terms of being part of these processes, I'm the focal person for this project, and I've been involved since the start of the project inception, which was graced by the Principal Secretary of Agriculture. And we welcomed this training as one way of strengthening the capacity of the staff in the ministry, and also as a project contributing to the ongoing initiative that the ministry is currently implementing in terms of the information system. As a Ministry of Agriculture here in Malawi, we are developing and implementing a management information system for data collection and sharing. So we saw this as an opportunity whereby this will be able to contribute to what us as a country, us as the Ministry of Agriculture, we are currently implementing. As already said by Joseph, we did participated in a couple of training, and the trainings from our side, it comprised participants from the Department of Planning and also the Department of Land Resource Conservation, who majorly in terms of the Department of Planning, the Department of Land Resource, most of them, their work focuses on GIS. So it was more of like an added advantage whereby we had participants who had some prior skills to the training. So for us, as some of the new participants, it was a blend of new and also other who have already had those skills. I don't know if you can see my full screen.
We can see your full screen, yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. So in terms of the skills that we have acquired, we were trained, as I indicated, we were trained in Agra mobile data collection and the voice portal. This assisted us in terms of collection of different data, and from there to be able to use the portal in production of different maps and also data analysis for further report writing. And also using the QGIS, we were able to create maps. This was a new skill to most of the participants, as most of the participants were conservant with the QGIS. So it was more of like an added advantage of gaining a new skill. Another skills that we learned was satellite image acquisition, processing, interpretation, and presentation to do with remote sensing. This was an interesting topic in terms of using satellite images, such that most participants were interested and were interested in this training, and also were more involved in terms of learning these skills. And also we had another skills in terms of conversion of spatial to spatial layers, and also climatic data acquisition, analysis, and presentation. And this also assists us in terms of analyzing climatic data based on the current challenges that as a country or even the world we are facing in terms of climate change. So from the skills that we learned, we did a project mapping for the agriculture sector. Here we have just started. We are trying to have a comprehensive list to capture all the required parameters to do with the project mapping. So as you can see here, we can clearly indicate that some districts in the country, they have 0 or 1 project that are being implemented in that district. And you'll find in the other districts, there are 4 to 5 projects being implemented in one district. This will help us as a planning department, or even when we're going to report to the management in terms of allocation of projects, that there have to be a harmonized allocation of projects, and also in terms of investments to ensure that all the farmers in the country are able to benefit from different interventions and investments. And the other one was produced by the Department of Land Resource. That's their expertise. They are mostly involved in the land cover classification. They use that in soil loss estimation in the 11 major catchments of Malawi. And I would also say that also in terms of the land, the Department of Land, they are the ones also that they are they use the GIS in terms of mapping of districts, and even the EPS. These are administrative sections for the country under agriculture sector. Lastly, in terms of the utilization of the skills at the project, the ministry based on the skills that we have gained, we are going to use them in the following areas: collection of production figures. The remote testing, the training that we did, it has been an added advantage. As the Ministry of Agriculture, the Department of Planning, we are trying to transition from the traditional data collection to use of GIS and remote sensing in collection of production figures. So this, we saw it as an opportunity whereby we have gained some skills that moving forward, when we'll be implementing this methodology of remote sensing, would have already capacity would already have staff with these skills in terms of the remote sensing. And we are currently in the season of collecting also production figure. We have post-harvest loss and also food situation assessment. All this data, the statistical data that will be collected, we're going to analyze them and also create creation of maps in terms of analysis. And also the maps that will be generated will be uploaded to the AGRA web-based portal, but that will be also upon the approval by the management, so that the general public can have access to the information in terms of the current status of production, the current status of the food situation in the country, and also to do with the market prices. And also another added advantage that this project has brought to the Ministry of Agriculture, it's in terms to do with the AGRA mobile application, in terms of the correction of agriculture statistics, and also the garden area measurement. As I indicated, that the ministry is in the process of transitioning of collection of paper-based data collection to electronic. So we saw this as an added opportunity whereby we are going to use this mobile application. This mobile application is going to complement to what the ministry is trying to implement and develop in terms of correction of agriculture statistics, and also in terms of the GPS, in terms of the garden area measurement when it comes to the collection of production figures. And as I presented in the previous slides on the project mapping, investment mapping, this is an interesting topic, not only to the government side, also to the donor side, whereby they have an interest to know how much money is being pumped in the agriculture sector. And in terms of the districts, is there any even distribution of resources across the districts, or maybe one district is benefiting more than the other based on the projects that are being implemented. So I think with these skills, the GIS will be able to do investment mapping, and this will also assist us in resource allocation per districts, and also allocation of development projects in different districts, so that every farmer in this country is able to benefit in terms of the investments that the donors and also even the government is implementing countrywide. So at this point, I just want to say thank you very much.
Zikomo, Jennifer, thank you so much as well. And thank you for sharing with us. I mean, you didn't speak as an economist. I mean, in the current age and era we are in, GIS and some of these technologies you've really spoke about are tools that everyone in the sector should be using. So we do appreciate that both of you, yourself and Rola, are economists, but have really spoken really like GIS users, and we appreciate that you are not only able to take us through how these skills were able to help you map existing projects, look at districts that are really well served in terms of agriculture investment, but also using this tool actually to plan for the future, guide future agriculture investment. And I think that was one of the key objectives of this partnership, is to guide planning, guide different agriculture sector partners to know where to invest. So to hear that it's already happening for the case of the two countries, it's really commendable. And we do appreciate that you are not seeing this project in isolation from everything else the ministry is driving. From Roland, we heard about various interoperability that those who were trained are seeking to make sure that the systems that have been created under this partnership are actually part and integrated into other existing systems within the sector, but not only the agriculture sector, but also other sectors that are related to the ag sector in general. We talked to that in Malawi with the agriculture management information system that's currently being deployed in different districts. So seeing this as an opportunity of creating that synergies between systems that should be speaking to each other is really appreciated. We do also appreciate that you are able actually to see and map out the soil loss across the country. Again, guiding strategic investment by the government to address some of these issues like soil erosion, but also guide investment from public, private sector, as well as different partner organizations working in that space. Thank you very much for both of you. And I do really appreciate the openness in sharing with us. At this juncture, I would like to invite Wilson da Souza. Wilson da Souza is from Mozambique. Wilson, are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes. Wilson da Souza works with the National Institute of Irrigation, the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, that's MADE in Mozambique. Wilson, the floor is yours. You have also 7 minutes, please.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Great. So I'm going to share my screen now. So can you see my screen?
Not yet. I can't see it from my side.
Okay, let me try again.
As Wilson is trying to share his screen, I would like to invite a participant to continue just to post your questions or comment in the chat, in the Q&A section. I can already see a live discussion between participants and those panelists. Please feel free just to put in your questions as well as comments, and they will be responded to by those who have spoken.
What about now?
I still can't see it, Wilson, but in the interest of time, if technology is not working from your side, please take us through your presentation. We'll be able to hear, we may not be able to see, unfortunately, but we'll be able to hear, and we'll appreciate just hearing from you what you have to share with us.
Okay, I guess I'll do this way then. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Wilson, and I'm speaking from Mozambique. I'm a GIS analyst at the National Institute of Irrigation from Mozambique, and we are under the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. Before anything else, I'd like to send our thanks to AGRA and RCMRD for this project, where we have learned a lot, and we are still using everything we learned from this project. So in terms of going in more details in terms of the key skills that we acquired during this capacity building, I'd like to focus on 5, and one of them is the ability to create and modify geographic data from various sources such as text files, understand the ability to prepare metadata, know all the components of a map layout, the ability to translate and convert data from external GIS file style types, and the ability to acquire and process satellite image. we've gained a lot of skills, but I focus on this especially because, for example, us in irrigation, we not only work with GIS type files, but we sometimes work with CAD, text files, Excel files, and we do need most of the time to convert this to a proper GIS file, so we were able to modify and do the proper work. So these skills are, for example, now being used to map irrigation schemes all over the country. This is the goal that here at the Irrigation Institute we have. But in the last months, we have been carrying out an exercise, a project to map most of the rice irrigation schemes and the main value chain stakeholders in Zambezia province. And we're also trying to prepare basic metadata information for both use in QGIS and ArcGIS. So unfortunately, it seems like I will not be able to show you the maps that I have here. But using these skills, we were able to develop some maps, some irrigation schemes map, specifically for Zambezia province. We had the ability to develop some digital survey, which we use to collect the information. We able to develop a dashboard online with that information, with some basic information, not everything, just basic information, so everyone can access. At the moment, I will share the link, but it's still not available for the public. But soon, I believe by the end of this year, will be available, and we share with the community here so everyone can see what we have done. So on the dashboard, the idea is to have the stakeholders, the main stakeholders for the rice production in some districts in Zambezia province. And also what we are trying to do now, which is more specific to the irrigation, not exactly under the ministry as a whole, is to compare how the irrigation schemes are being exploited. Are they being 100% used or not? And trying to identify opportunity to expand in certain regions. So we are using some satellite image to do this kind of studies. So unfortunately, I can't show the maps here, but I do have in my side some maps, some dashboard to share that. And in terms of the map, just to explain some of the maps that we have produced in more details, those maps are going to be used to verify the rice crop intensity in some irrigation schemes. In Mozambique, the government is investing a lot in building irrigation schemes, but we've noticed that sometimes those irrigation schemes are not being used 100%. So we want to see throughout the year how many of those hectares that were rehabilitated are actually being used. And if they are not, what's the main issues, what's happening in those irrigation schemes. And also we are using the same system to identify areas with probably, let's say, with the condition to build some reservoir, water reservoir, so the farmers can use that water in the dry season. At the moment, that's what we've done and what we are still doing. It's not a complete process, and we will continue to do that, this exercise for the whole country. There are some other exercise, for example, to identify potential areas to produce, for example, maize, but we will use satellite image to do those kind of analysis. And in the near future, we will publicly put this on the website so everyone can use, and every investor. The idea is for the investor, when it comes to the country and wants to invest in agriculture, they have an idea of potential areas to produce specific crops depending on their needs. So this is the skills that we've gained and what we are actually doing here in the country to proper utilize what we've learned during this project. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wilson. Despite technology challenges, you were still able actually to share with us what you've been able to learn through this program, but also how you're applying it in your area of work. It's important just to hear that you've taken a value chain approach in actually looking at how this tool can be used to monitor various irrigation schemes, specifically in the Zambezi region, with special focus on the rice value chain. It's also important just to hear that there is that plan actually to have this information accessible to the public. I think this sense of accountability, being able to share information freely, is important. And to hear that this is being achieved because of what you've learned and the various data sets you've been able to develop is very commendable. I see a number of questions on the chat, and I really appreciate the panelists that are already responding. I encourage everybody on the call, please, to continuously put in your comments and questions. On the question on whether we plan to expand this beyond the 4 countries, I think that's something that's in the pipeline. Both organizations are already discussing, but also we know that some of the information that is being displayed today, some of the data sets are actually freely accessible. So I think it's been commendable actually to see that country teams are talking about access to satellite imagery, access to various climate data, but also, as Dr. Emmanuel said, RCMRD is an intergovernmental organization. I think part of their mandate is really to equip and support governments in different capacity, in different areas. So I think for those online, country teams online, I think it's a great opportunity for you to know who RCMRD are and what their capabilities are, and you feel free just to engage with them to learn more about what they're able to do for you. At this point, I want to see if Alain is back. Alain, are you back? Alain, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Alain, you have 8 minutes as well. I hope your technology issue is been sorted out. Please take the floor and share with us your experience. I think you had already done a good introduction. There is no need to go back to that. You can now just go deep into the presentation you have for us. Alain, are you there? I think Alain
Thank
is,
you.
Yes. Please take the floor.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Alain, are you there? Yeah, I think Alain is still struggling. Alain,
No.
Are you there? Alain, are you there?
Now I think it's okay.
Yeah, Alain,
now I think it's okay.
Alain, essaie d'être un peu rapide because we are short of time. Essaie d'aller un peu rapide, s'il te plaît. Yeah, I think Alain is struggling with his connectivity. I just want to ask a few questions. I have a few questions myself to those who presented. I will start with Wilson. I think your focus was in irrigation, particularly because that's potentially the area that has been prioritized for various agriculture investment. Is there any plan to deploy these tools in other regions? And if so, what are you really planning to do? I think there was a question whether there are plans actually to focus on other commodities other than rice.
Yes, we will focus on other commodities. Right now, the focus has been on rice just because Zambezi is where one of the biggest projects in irrigation is being conducted. So we decided to start there to see how the irrigation schemes are performing, because we already have, let's say, staff on those irrigation schemes. Next year, the idea was actually to start this month, but because of the raining, it's kind of difficult to get access to some irrigation schemes. But next year, we will go to other provinces. I believe next year we'll focus on 4 provinces, doing the same exercise, mapping all the stakeholders. But beside rice, we will add, I'm not sure how many, but we will add more crops. Yeah.
Thanks, Wilson. Jennifer, you spoke a lot about the value of this project and how you really plan to link it to other existing projects. You talked about the AMIS, for example, the Agriculture Management Information System. You talked about this actually guiding future agriculture investment. But it would be important to hear from your perspective. You sit at the ministry as an economist. You've learned all these skills. How influential do you think this tool is actually going to help you internally within the ministry, but also support the whole planning process as you really try to not only map various investments that exist, but especially use these tools and skills to better target future investment? How confident are you? Jennifer.
Yes, hello, thank you very much. I think I'm very confident of the skills that I've gained, that I'll be able to use to source more investments in terms of different investments in the agriculture sector. Because looking at this tool, I think it simplifies in terms of the data analysis, because here when we are presenting, we do present what as agriculture sector is implementing or is supposed to implement to the general public of different caliber. So I think when you present, for example, I'll give an example, when you present in terms of maps, it simplifies things because you just produce a map and you say, maybe I'll go to the ministry and I'll say, okay, when you look at this map, you'll find that maybe Zimba district, when you look at this color, it means that the food security, it's very critical, whereby you have more insecure households. So I think from there, the management can be able to make a decision based on how I've presented the graphs or even the analysis. And in terms of the value of the project, as I said, linking it to existing initiative that are being implemented in the ministry, I think it doesn't come as like a standalone, but people will be able to use this in the long term, as indicated with the Agram mobile application. Since it will be linked, it will go as a package together with agriculture management, National Agriculture Management Information System. In terms of the sustainability, I would expect that it will be more sustainable going it together as a package with other existing initiative than going it in a standalone, because for people to fully appreciate and own this thing, it has to contribute to what is already happening in the agriculture sector. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jennifer, and that your very good words for it to be sustainable, it has to be integrated with other systems. And I think that was the intention of AGRA and RCMRD coming together to partner to support ministries in different countries. We want a tool that is going to be used, that's going to be instrumental in guiding the future planning, but at the same time, making sure it's a tool that can be used actually to monitor different challenges the sector is facing. Alain, you talked about mapping. Roland, you talked about using this tool actually to map various warehouses across the country. We know in Ghana you have a very important flagship program, the Planting for Food and Jobs, that the government is implementing since 2017. I want to see how this tool is actually helping you fulfill the mission that the government has given itself, especially under the program Planting for Food and Job. How useful what you've learned is going to be critical in supporting the implementation as well as the objectives that Planting for Food and Jobs have set out to achieve. Roland, are you there? Roland, you're on mute.
Hello, please, can you hear me?
I can hear you, thank you.
Yes. Okay. So, all right. Yeah, so we actually using this to be able to collect the production data from the various districts. Anytime we take the data, we present it, we use the tools, the GIS tools we have, we use it to analyze the data. We also represent it in the form of maps to show to management the production level, as in terms of what is coming from the districts to the regions and then to the national level. The number of participants, those who are benefiting from fertilizer usage, area cropped, and all that. So in terms of reporting and also in terms of monitoring the activities on the ground, the areas we go to monitor, the warehouses that are being created under the Planting for Food and Jobs campaign, we are able to use the tools to map this warehouse so that the management will be able to know the status of these interventions that are being implemented on the ground. So it's going a long way. It is actually helping us so far as the Planting for Food and Jobs campaign is involved. My boss is also here. Maybe he would want to add a few things. Mr. Patrick?
Yeah, we need to hear from your boss as well. If he's there with us, it'll be good just to hear from him. If he's not there yet.
He's here, please. He's here.
Good.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Patrick. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm happy to see Thierry again.
Nicely shared. Thanks, Patrick.
Thank you.
Yes. What do you think? You'll be able to achieve with this tool, and what your team has been able actually to learn from this program?
Yeah, thank you very much. And first of all, I must thank the RCMRD team led by Mr. Muragai for this wonderful work that we've done, taking us through. Like my colleague has narrated how we have used the training so far and the equipment and gadget they have given us so far. But going forward, as far as these skills that we have acquired is concerned, and in relation to the PFJ, as you are aware, we make available to inputs to farmers across board, and using this tool to collect data, in fact, real-time data, that is key, so that it can inform management decision making. And this also comes along with the dashboard. The dashboard where you will see the progress of implementation. So this tool has come at the right time. We are lucky, fortunate we have this tool and another tool that was being supported by the Canadians here that has to do with the entire agricultural sector. So we are looking at linking the platform to that of what MOFA has also. We call it MOFA MAE portal. So when we link this one, the managers will sit at the offices at when we collect the data at the grassroots level, at the district, to the region, and to the national level. The directors at the national level will be able to see the progress of fertilizer distribution to the farmers. And then when it gets to the input seeds, how many farmers have benefited within a certain period? This is real time. And also when it gets to production, post-production, harvest, how many has been harvested? Where would we have concentration of this produce so that we can communicate to others? So I think it's a very good, I don't want to belabor the importance of this, that AGRA through RCMRD has supported us. And we are very much grateful. That's what I want to say for now. Thank you very much.
Fantastic, Patrick. Thanks for your words and sharing the experience you've had with this engagement. And we do appreciate the support you've rendered to your own team, allowing them to take part in this process, but also facilitating those who were administering this training. Exciting to have bosses around, and it's been great, Roland, to invite Patrick. Jennifer and Wilson, are your bosses around as well, so they can share their views? And if they are not, I just want to move to challenges. I mean, it's been fantastic to hear all the great stories, what you've been able to achieve, and the hope and belief you have going forward. But it would be good just for each one of you, the presenters, Wilson, Jennifer, Roland, as well as Alain, if you're back, just 1 minute to tell us the pain points, the challenges you have with you know, what you've learned, and you know, whether you have challenges now or challenges you foresee in the future, to make sure that we fully understand what are the challenges ahead, and as we work on supporting you further, we know where future interventions will target. Can I start with you, Jennifer? Just half a minute, please.
Okay, thank you, Terry. I think one of the main challenges was COVID-19. In terms of that, we had to postpone some of the trainings, but thankfully, because of the introduction of the technologies, these virtual meetings, we were able to have one training virtually. And also in terms of the introduction of the testing of the COVID test, we had also had be able to add physical training. I think for Malawi, the main challenge that we are having currently, it's in terms of the connection of the physical server to the internet. The internet that we are using as government here in the Ministry of Agriculture, it's unreliable. So it's always mostly it's offline. And in the future, we foresee that this will be affecting in terms of the use of this system, because for us to have access to the web-based portal and even to the mobile application, the physical server has to be online. And I think lastly, the other challenge is to do with rolling out of this mobile application. It's a great mobile application, but as I said, this has to go to the end users, who are the frontline staff at the district level. In the current, we as the Department of Planning, we don't have resources to implement this, because they are the ones who have to input this data into the mobile application so that we can access it to the web-based. Yeah, so thank you very much.
Thanks, Jennifer. And of course, we've seen with the internet connectivity, not being able to hear from our colleague Alain in Burkina. So I think this is an issue that is widespread. And of course, we truly believe that the leadership of the country is looking into this. And of course, as you use this tool to mobilize more investment into the sector, we do hope that some of the resources will go into addressing the connectivity challenges you've raised. Wilson, any challenge from your side? We are pressed by time, so be very brief, please.
I'll try to be very brief. So I'd like to focus on two challenges that we currently have now. One of them is regarding the mobile data collector. I think from the discussion that we would like to add on the mobile data collector more complexity, especially because of the questions that we asked. There are questions that need some control, and we would like to have that on the mobile data collector. So it would facilitate how the cleaning data after. And the other, let's say, challenge that we have is regarding the portal. Is still in process to be finalized, but I think we need some support. We still need some support there. So because most of the time we rely on, let's say, foreign services, which is good to some extent, but would like to have in-house server, since we already have the server working, so we can save and have better control on our data there. So far, I think these are the two challenges, and all these challenges we need some training, but these are the main ones that we face at the moment. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Wilson, for sharing those challenges with us. And I think this reminds me of what Dr. Emmanuel said when we started. We are all on a learning journey. So even understanding the challenges we are faced with, that really helps us understand better where future interventions need to go. We can't have a 100 smooth program. That will be possibly almost impossible, but having challenges at least that we can overcome all together, I think that also gives us another opportunity to continue partnership for the countries we are in, but also for other countries. I think, I don't know whether Roland, you are there. I would have loved to ask your boss the challenges, but he seemed very enthusiastic. So I assume there is no challenge coming from your side, unless I'm mistaken. Is there any challenge, Roland?
Okay, so I think most of the challenges my colleagues from the other countries have mentioned applies to us as well. We would want to add that we actually need refresher trainings on the new developments, and then the QGIS advanced training. Even some who have been trained, unfortunately, have also found jobs in other places and have left. So it has created a gap again. We are hoping to extend the training to all of our colleagues in the ministry, so that everybody will be at the same level when it comes to the knowledge we have actually acquired. And then the mobile data collection, we really want to make good use of it, but we need some training in that area as well again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rola, and also good to hear that you already have solutions to some of the challenges you are facing. There is obviously high level of turnover of staff. So you already have a plan to train more people and have these skills and knowledge used by many people in the ministry. We have 1 minute left. I would like once again to thank all of you who have been with us. Thank you, Apollos. Thank you, Dr. Emmanuel, for leading us in this discussion. All panelists for the wonderful stories you've shared. Please carry on using the tools you've acquired, the knowledge you've been able actually to acquire. Train more people. Let's make this happen. We have the opportunity to be in an era where technology is advancing so rapidly. So being able to use these tools to inform our future planning, to target better agricultural investment, but also monitor how projects are progressing in different areas is extremely important. I would like to close now. I didn't introduce myself. I realized that I didn't do that. My name is Thierry Ngoga. I work at AGRA as the head of state capability, and I've been happy just to facilitate this conversation. Thank you very much for all your contribution and for your participation. Bye for now.
Thank you.